Hello and welcome back to the final live stream ever on the Football Terrace. And it's only fitting that we are talking about big transfer news relating to Manchester United. We are referencing, one of the most decorated and celebrated and sought after transfer experts in the world, Fabrizio Romano. A major update is on the way. A major update is about to drop and is about to come out from him, and it's got everybody absolutely watering at the mouth. It really, really has. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. He commented on Instagram, somebody asking him what's going on at Manchester United, and I want to quote him correctly in terms of the words that he used. So I will look for it now. Actually, I'm going to get it up on my phone because it's in front of me. Before I do any of that, I want you to smash the like button and please hit the share button as well. Really, really important to us that we all do that. But this is what was put out there by Fabrizio Romano. He responded to a couple of updates saying, "I'll update you soon about Man United left back situation," and then says left back and winger will arrive step by step. That was an update to a Man United fan asking Fabrizio what's going on at Manchester United. His response was, a left back and winger will arrive step by step. He's going to be giving us an update really, really soon. Just as I go live as well. I was going to go live talking about Thiago being announced, and literally I changed my mind last minute. And Liverpool end up announcing it literally seconds before I go live, which is mad. And yes, as I say, this is my last ever live stream, on the football, the last ever live stream for the Football Terrace. That's an absolute guarantee. A comment here say, a lot of people saying, Terry, you're lying. Now, this is literally what Fabrizio Romano has come out and said. So I want your views. I want your opinions. I want to know what you think and you feel about this. Are you confident in any way, shape, or form that this deal is still going to go ahead? This deal is still going to go through? I want to know what you're thinking. I want to know what you're feeling. Let's jump into some of your live comments. We're going to open the Skype lines in a bit as well. Brandon Williams signs a new contract and Sarr from Watford. Let's pose that as a point then. If Man United were to bring in, say, Alex Telles and Sarr, that's a big if, how would you feel as Man United fans? Sarr, Telles, and Donny van der Beek this summer to improve the Man United squad and team. Would you look at that as a positive, or would you look at that as still a crap summer? I'd love your views. Sorry, I had some cashew nuts earlier. I would love your views and your opinions on that. I really, really would. I want to know what you think, what you feel about it as ever. Really important to us here at the Football Terrace that you sort of leave your comments and let us know. Yes, I am getting a lot of abuse. That's part of it. But no, listen, it's my last stream on the Football Terrace, and it's the last. Well, today I said maybe not the last stream. Today is the last day on the Football Terrace. Today is the last day of the Football Terrace. I think enough is enough in relation to that. I'll do a full video on it later, so I'm not going to delve into it now. Someone here says, Evans says, that's better than nothing. And that's a great point. I think it is better than nothing. And I want Sancho for real. I want Sancho desperately. However, and I mean this, if you can't get him, if we bring in somebody else of quality into that position and we still bring in a left back with the brilliance of Donny van der Beek, it's a good summer. It's a very good summer. And yes, I know officially that Thiago is a Liverpool player. I saw that news come up. We literally were going to go live with that content, and then we didn't. And then literally just before I press live on this, Liverpool go and announce it. It's as if they knew. But we know how good a signing that is for Liverpool. I've done nothing but praise it, and I'll stand by that. It's a fantastic piece of business for Liverpool Football Club. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. Comment here says it'd be a negative summer regardless. Everyone that's asking why it's the last day of the Football Terrace, we're going to do a video about that later on. I've got to leave my house soon, to be fair. I'm working with DT tonight for his football team, so I'm going to go and handle some business there and deal with that, and we'll address everything this end a little bit later. Terry, if the winger is not Sancho, I don't care, is what Haunted Radio has had to say. I can understand that. Liverpool wanted Sarr for their bench, and we're going to get Sarr for our first team. Ha, 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 ha. Maybe. Look, I think when it comes down to it, let's see how these signings turn out. I always say to people, like, hold back a bit of frustration and wait for, how these transfers actually turn out. We could sign Telles and it could be groundbreaking for us. Donny van der Beek could be groundbreaking and we'll look back and enjoy it. What I do know is Man United kick off their season tomorrow. I'm so excited about it, but I want your views on this. Let's do a few more comments here. Monsieur, one of our members, says, just thinking, what would United's forward line be? Barcelona had MSN, Liverpool had SAS, United's would be RMS if they buy Sancho. Probably. Or GMS. Or it could be RGS or whatever you want to be. I mean, it could be any of those things, really. But that's not really a famous anagram, so you'd have to create one. Steve here says, gonna miss the Football Terrace in the mornings. I understand that, Steve. But we'll address it all later and we'll go for it there. Brill says, I'm tired, Robbie. Carl says, I'm depressed about the last stream. Maybe we need to get a life. Listen, man, you've got to understand that this is football. It's always going to be ups and downs. There's always going to be trials and tribulations, shenanigans and whatnot. It's always going to be the case. Another comment here says, if that's the case, you put Ollie under the bus and wait till next year to purchase. But the times other will want him. I tried to read that comment. It makes no sense to me. I'm really, really sorry. Let's do a few more comments on here. Sancho or no one. Currently, there is no alternative with his quality. If there is not Messi, Neymar, or Mbappe, totally get and respect that viewpoint and opinion. That makes a hell of a lot of sense. It truly, truly does. You can't deny that. It makes a hell of a lot of sense. Terry, who would you like as a replacement to Sancho? I'll be honest with you, I haven't really thought about it too much. I don't think there is a replacement. I listened to the other comment. I would rather spend the money in another area. For me, I would rather say, okay, we can't get him. Let's get Alex Telles. Let's buy Thomas Partey. They're strengthening those areas now, accumulate more money over the season, and go again next summer. That's what I would do. That would be my personal preference. That's just it. Terry, it would be underwhelming after Woodward's hype. I personally see it as a decent summer. Pogba missed most of last season. Bruno had a few months. And Martial and Rashford missed a lot of games. You know what, Jeff the Red, you're right. If we could get all those players through 85% of the season, we'll do better. You've also got to understand we have added Donny van der Beek. Greenwood's a year older. Williams a year older. I expect more from Harry Maguire and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I'm not going into tomorrow's game against Crystal Palace all doom and gloom, scared, worried, angry, confused, panicking. That just simply isn't going to happen. Terry, you've been a fantastic host and gave analysis from a neutral perspective. Opened my eyes that we don't have to be biased or downgrade a team because we don't like the team. We'll miss the show. Keep your eyes open, buddy. It's all I'm saying to you. It's all I'm saying to you. It's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say in relation to that. Would be better than what we have right now, is what Julian says, but the fear of him being picked up by another club next season is real. Totally get that. It's a real fear. It's something to genuinely be worried about, and I totally get that. Let's see a few more. Someone said, where do you find your info about Fabrizio? There's nothing on Twitter. It's a response he made on Instagram. I've checked it out. He has said this. So I'm intrigued to see what Fabrizio is going to come out and say. Sounds like he's confirming that a left back and a winger will come in at Manchester United. I do get the feeling it's not going to be positive about Jadon Sancho. That's just the gut feeling I have. But we'll see. But we will see. James here says, Terry, I'm not angry about missing out on Thiago, but jealous we weren't desperate for Thiago. Really, as we got another CM, that position is important. It's not about being desperate half the time, bro. It's about the player wanting to be here. And the media is pushing this notion at the moment that no one wants to join United and we miss out on hundreds of players. What about all the individuals that have been linked to Liverpool, linked to City, linked even with Chelsea signing all these players? Look at how many links they've had. Chelsea were linked to Gabriel, but yet it isn't. They're not being bemoaned at for missing out on Gabriel. Now they signed Thiago, who's a short-term fix, but no one's moaning about it. Liverpool were linked since January with Kai Havertz and Timo Werner, Sancho. They didn't get any of those players. Pepe last year, Bruno last year, Jamal Lewis, but no one's moaning about that. You've got to understand that Man United fans are in a very negative space. And because we're in a negative space, it sells to be negative about our clubs. Liverpool fans, Chelsea fans, Arsenal fans, they're all happy. So because they're happy about their team, because they're happy about the space they're in, they can't get any traction. There's no traction with the media being negative about them. People just say, Shane, listen to you. I'm really happy with my club. Man United fans are not. And you're right not to be happy with the overarching ownership of the club. But it means we're easy targets because we're emotional. And I think we need to sometimes put things into perspective. Let's do a few more comments here. Terry. I love it. Sarr will be a good rotation for Greenwood, will definitely strengthen the squad. Paul Joyce says Liverpool are interested in Diego Jota. Now listen, let me say about Diego Jota, one of my old clients. I think I still have his phone number, I swear I still have Diego Jota's phone number in my phone. He's a guy that I stayed in contact with a fair bit. Let me see if I've still got it here. Ah, yeah. It is. There's my actual contact with him. Can you see it on the screen? Maybe if I move that forward, backwards. Why is it coming up as white? Why won't it focus on the screen? Let me dim it down a bit. Maybe you see it if I dim it. Can you see it? Yeah. That's Diego Jota. There we go. That's his profile picture. But there we go. Yeah. One of my old clients. Just thought I'd drop that in there. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that deal. We'll see what happens with that deal and where he's going in a little while. Am I still confident about Sancho? Look, I am. I still think we can get it done. We've just got to pay the money. There we go. There we go. Who do you prefer out of Telles, Theo Hernandez, Tagliafico, etc.? Look, I don't ever claim to be a connoisseur of European football. Never have, never will. But I'm just going to back the guy that United signed. There we go. Simple and as straightforward as that. Simple and as straightforward as that. What's he saying? There we go. Terry, what's going on? I'm late. Hi, Lucy. Hope you're well. We're talking about a response on Instagram from Fabrizio Romano where he confirmed that Man United, he'll go through in a response step by step what Man United are doing in terms of a left back and a right winger or a winger. His actual words were he said that one will join Manchester United. They will join Man United this summer. So really intrigued to see what that update is about a little bit later. And it's not really like Fabrizio to. Maybe it is, leaving them little crumbs, build up the anticipation to see what comes out. But we'll see what happens. Listen, everyone who's tuned in, thank you. Please hit the like button. Please hit the share button as well. And we'll see you all again soon. Peace.